I need to talk to you today about the body versus arms and wrist release. Now, there's two important points I want to cover in this. It's how to do it and when to do it, and when to use body and when to use more wrists, because following this method gives you more control, actually probably give you way lower scores, like you're gonna hit way more greens. Let's clarify what I mean by body and then what I mean by wrists and arms release. So I'll show you this from a few different angles. Let's clarify the body. Now, what I feel as my body releases, my arms, so my bicep and my tricep stay more on the side of my body, and I produce a bit more of a curtailed follow through like this. I also feel a little, in my eyes, less toe rotation through the shot, less toe rotation through the shot. So from face on, that's going to look very much something like this style swing. That's what I'd clarify as my body. And the way I sort of imagine that is that my sort of arms are just on my body for the ride, and they're sort of moving through at the same pace as my body. Whereas if I was using a bit more arms and wrists, I would probably make a swing that looked a little more like this. Let me take two more. So look how my arms and body are releasing more past my body, more around and through. And you know what? This angle right here really makes it seem what the difference is. Can you see the difference in there? My arms are doing more of this, my wrists are doing more of this, translating to the golf club traveling further around my body to more like that fuller Rory McIlroy follow through. Now, there's instances when you need them and when you don't, but let me just play a couple of shots so you can really see the difference in what the flight does as well. I use the same club for now, but I want you to pay attention to the difference in flight, and then I'll tell you when you need to use them. So let me hit this first one, what we classify as that body release. Look at the difference in this flight. Okay, what I classify as more direct, a little bit more punchy, I guess, but definitely travels a bit more boof towards target. And I think you could really see what I was showing there as my arms just stayed an extension of my body. That's what I clarify as my body release. Now, in terms of wrists, look at the difference in this, right? Look at the difference in the height, and it will go a little further for me, and it tends to move a little right to left. A little higher, finishing just left side of the green. It's got a piece, I guess, over that hump. Not the best shot, right? And I'll be honest with you, that's what I tend to find. I'm a lot more accurate with my body release as opposed to my wrists. I'm capable of curling it a little more to the left because the wrists are doing a little more, the forearm's doing a little more, and then therefore the toe is doing a little more through the shot. So how do I make that decision of when to use arms and when to use body? When I say arms, I mean arms and wrists. Well, I make it like this. Anytime I have 7-iron and below, so 7-iron, 8-iron and 9-iron, I'm very much in the body release camp. I mean, you could really see that. That was a lot more accurate, wasn't it? Whereas when I'm going 6-iron, 5-iron, 4-iron, then into driver and fairway woods, I'm using more of my arms and my wrists. I want more power. I'm less bothered about accuracy. Whereas when I got 7-iron, 8-iron, 9-iron in my hand, I'm really bothered about accuracy. I'm really bothered about hitting the green. I'm really bothered about getting it relatively close. So for some of you, that might be like, okay, anytime I'm inside 150 yards, I'm going to use my body release, and anytime I am outside 150 yards, I'm going to be a lot more sort of arms and wrists. So just to clarify, what I feel there is my forearms and my wrists make more of this motion of a throw, as opposed to just staying, like I said earlier, that connected finish. I also think the pace of the swing's a little smoother and a little slower. I'm not going to hit one from here. We're going to take a few steps further forward just to show you how much more accurate you can become with those most important scoring irons. Let's hit some either 8 or 9 iron. Let's get a yardage. Now, it's actually funny. The reason why I'm telling you about this concept is that a student of mine, Robbie, he plays off around scratch, right? And you might be thinking, well, I'm not a scratch golfer. But the point was, he was just standing there hitting full shots with 7-iron, 8-iron, and actually more importantly, 9-iron all of the time. I said to him, why are we doing that? Why are we finishing so full? You're far less accurate doing that. The ball's high, it's looping, it's away from you. Whereas when we're hitting that body release, we're much more accurate. And I said, well, this is not something that only scratch golfers should do, but I've told this students at 10 handicap, 15 handicap, and at 18 handicap, that anytime we have a scoring iron in our hand and in, please make the body release, not the arms. We don't need as much speed, do we? We want more control. When you think about it this way, I really do think it seems logical. So I think this is around about that 9-iron yardage. Yeah, 140. Round about that 9-iron yardage. That yardage where I'm going to feel like I'm going to be going, okay, oof, 140, 9-iron / 8-iron, but I'm going to really play that controlled body release. So hopefully you're seeing the difference. If you're struggling to understand that, don't worry. You can either rewatch the video or just pop a comment down below. I reply to all the comments personally, and I love to help you play your best golf. And as I always say, I show you where these balls finished. But my point was being that I often find that when people play this style shot, body, we sort of get that more downwards hit, more pressure this way, whereas that sort of arms and body and wrists creates more of that swoopy look on the ground, and we don't tend to get as much compression. Well, that's certainly what I found personally, and what a lot of my students have found. So ball position for 9-iron, I'm going to aim middle of that green, watch this release. Look where I finish. Look at that, that's what I focus on. The toe, I'm going to turn to you now and show you where that toe is. Oh, that is good. Let me show you where that's finished. Look, I'm not moving that toe. I'm going to get into that position. Look, it's like I'm doosh, doosh through there. It really feels like this is being controlled by this as opposed to through here. So the nice simple expression for this, but let's go and show you where these are finished, is anytime you have a scoring iron in your hand, be more body. Anything out of that, of course you can use body, but we're probably looking for a little more distance. So use arms and wrists, but anticipate you might not be as accurate. Now this is seriously interesting. This is the 7-iron we hit, it finished here. Look how quick it stopped. That's the flag. This is where we hit the 9-iron. Again, look how quick it stopped. And you actually look above the 9-iron just to the left, you can see that arms and wrist release. Now, granted, it must have got a bit of a bad kick, but when you're not feeling as under control, you're definitely going to be liable to that, aren't you? I mean, that's stopping quick, isn't it? Finishing there and there, that's exactly what we want. So now you know what the difference is in my eyes between body, more arms on the side, versus arms and wrists, a bit more flicky, a bit more rotation, a bit more toe rotation, and you know exactly when to use it. You've got all the tools now to play much better golf.